All right, so today I'm getting my first quarter dose of the vaccine, Aurora. I'm pretty nervous, not gonna lie. I don't really feel comfortable going into a building at this time, but we're gonna do it. The Stoics say you just have to go with the flow, and most of us suffer more in imagination than we do in real life. Aurora's awake, so we're about to leave, so she's freaking out. We have to put her away or she will destroy the room while we're gone. Separation anxiety cats. But yeah, I've thought of all the possibilities of what could possibly happen, so I'm not surprised if they happen, but I'm trying not to stress out about them. It also snowed today, so that's really fun. It snowed about an inch, and our driveway is pretty treacherous in the snow. This really adds a layer of just scariness to it when you hear a cat crying in the background. And so yeah, we'll see how the drive is. I hope that it's safe. People out here do not know how to drive in the snow. I'm from Wisconsin, so people don't know how to shovel snow or get it off the roadways or drive in it. So a little nervous about that, not gonna lie. But yeah, Aurora, you will be fine. You're not the one going and getting a shot. So fingers crossed, and I'll bring you along, not into the office because I obviously don't want to get germs all over my camera, but I will bring you into the car. So we'll see how I do. Hopefully I do not react. Hopefully I react enough to get an immune response, but hopefully I don't react negatively to the shot. The hope is that I react the same amount to a quarter dose as someone who's immunocompromised as normal healthy people would to a full dose. So we'll see what happens. Aurora! So I don't know, fingers crossed that everything will go okay, and we're gonna take every precaution we can because I'm officially breaking quarantine for the first time since the pandemic began and going into a building, which seems crazy to me. That's my main anxiety, is to literally be breaking quarantine, going into a building where there are other sick people, or you know, the healthcare providers interact with other sick people all the time. Yeah, going right into the lion's den. So pretty nervous, not gonna lie. Fingers crossed that everything goes well. So all right, let's do this. All right, so we are here at the doctor's office in the parking lot waiting for our time to go in. And the parking lot is full of cars, which makes me very anxious, just because I know we go in a different door for the vaccine, but yes, I can see you. Sorry. It's okay. I know we go in a different door for the vaccine, but you know, that's still air that's circulating throughout the entire unit with just all these people in it. It's very scary when you have not been in a building in 2 years, almost 2 years, and you're breaking quarantine to go in and get the vaccine. It just almost doesn't make logical sense. So yeah, just feeling nervous, and so we will see what happens. But got my N95 mask, and so we are hopefully as protected as we can be. And so yeah, all right, time to go risk our life to get the vaccine. All right, we have our N95 mask and we are ready to go as soon as I call back. So let's do this. Wish us luck. All right, so we are home. I'm all freshly showered up. As soon as we got home, I took all my clothes off, jumped in the shower, full cooties, gross COVID detox, and so that I think is good. Aurora is currently in the crate because I don't know if you can see that, she went after my other cat, Joy. We have to keep these doors closed in this room because she will try to kill her. And she actually went after her, and that was all I got. My mom, all over her arms and her leg. Aurora pretty much just shredded her skin. So she is big time in the doghouse. That was not what we needed coming home. We let her out of the bathroom and the other door wasn't closed, and she just went to town on the other cat. And so when mom grabbed her, there's like 4 or 5 bite marks all over her arm, like deep puncture. Yeah, just shredded my mom's skin. I'm pretty pissed at her, I'm not gonna lie. That was not what we needed today, and that's the worst that she's ever done. I mean, she usually gets me kind of all over my arm with one of my arms when I'll hold her to grab the nape of her neck. Aurora was like on her back, just clawing and scratching. My mom could not get the nape of her neck, so she just destroyed her. I mean, we had to put bandages all over her arms. Like, this cat is psycho. I love her, but she is like 5% absolutely insane. And I'm very protective of my mom, so it's okay to do that to me. I don't really mind scars, but if you touch my mom again, So anyway, car ride home was a little rough. My arm was like, felt really hot where I got the COVID shot. Felt pretty nauseous, quite lightheaded as well. I kind of went into survival mode when we got home and we had that whole cat situation. So I don't know how I actually feel, but my adrenaline is really pumping. Also a little frustrating. We, you know, went into the building and there are just a lot of people there. And my doctor also has COVID. So she was in the building. She didn't give us the quarter doses, but she was in the building. You know, that was my biggest fear, was that someone in the building or one of the personnel, you know, all of her personnel has contact with her and she has COVID. That was literally my biggest fear, was breaking quarantine and going into a building where someone had COVID. And that happened. And so I'm pretty nervous, to be honest. We'll see how this goes, but that is the current update. So yeah, all right, I'll let you know how I feel in a bit. All right, so it has been 1 week since I sat right here at this desk. I woke up on a Sunday morning and I watched a Ryan Holiday Stoic video, Stoic vlog actually, and I decided to start reading again. Now I haven't read for about 10 years, like read, like I'll read for school, I'll read a couple books a year, I'll read my textbooks, but I haven't read for fun and for entertainment or for gaining knowledge in about 10 years. It'll be it's 9.5 years. It's about 14, and I got Lyme disease. It was June 10th, 2012. Had that on my ring. I got Lyme disease, and since that moment, reading would give me a headache. My brain fog was so bad. I would read about 15 minutes and I would get a headache. So over the last couple years, I have in my Strides tracker app, I'll be like, hey, 15 minutes a day. Read 15 minutes a day. Part of that, 5 minutes of that every day is the morning brew. And then like wherever else I read stuff, articles, whatever, that's part of my 15 minutes. And I would hit about there and then I would start getting a headache. And for whatever reason, I started a week ago reading books again, and I don't have a headache after 15 minutes. In fact, I can read about 60 pages an hour, which is like a fast reader. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed in my brain. I don't know what is going on up there that made everything better in that sense. And maybe it'll come and go. Maybe I'm just having a good week for not having headaches after reading a ton. I don't know. But whatever the reason, I've read 3 books. I finished 3 books in the last week. My goal is to read 1 book a week for this year, maybe more. I would love to read 100 books a year. I set that on my goal of like crazy things that I never thought I would accomplish. I have that on my laptop background. Yeah, we're like actually going there. It's so exciting. So I read Memoirs of a Geisha, which was just an incredible book, so descriptive. I learned so much about Japanese culture and the geisha culture, and I learned a lot about, basically she fixated on something for like almost all of her life, and she ended up getting it in the end, but she almost didn't. And so like if you are so focused on something that your life and your happiness depends on it, that's not good. So I learned a lot from that book. This weekend, I wasn't feeling super well, so I started up my Artemis Fowl series again. I read that when I was a kid. Actually, my parents and I read it aloud to each other. Incredible series, so much fun. So that's just been a fun series that I'm blowing through. So I read one of those books. My goal is to go back through like all my childhood books too, and decide like what books to keep as well. So that should really add to the count because those books are so fast to read through. Versus Memoirs of a Geisha was literally like such teeny tiny print. I can't believe I finished that book. And then I also read a Cat Who book for fun. So I'm going through the fun books a lot faster than like, I have like 5 books started right now. I have a Stoic book, I have a business book, I have a poetry book, I have a fun book. I have so many books started right now. But it's like 1 week in and I feel like a completely different person. Yesterday I read like 6 hours. Crazy. I haven't done that in like 10 years. And when I was young, I used to read like 100 books a year. I was just reading everything that I could get my hands on. And so it was a huge loss to me to then, as soon as I got Lyme disease, not be able to read for fun. And so I feel like I just have this thirst now for books. I'm like, oh, I could start that one. Like, I keep looking over to my bookshelf. I got so excited. I just feel like a completely different person. And I've been talking to one of my friends, Hunter, about books, and he just got started reading a ton of books again about a month ago. And so we're just like sharing book stuff, inspiration, all of that. It's just crazy. I feel like a completely different person. So I think 2022 is going to be my year of reading, and I'm so excited for it. And shout out to Ryan Holiday for inspiring me. He reads about like 200 books a year. And so I feel super, super inspired. So we might read 5 books this year. We might read 200. Anywhere in between. Who knows? We'll see. Today, I've really labored breathing. My shortness of breath has gotten worse throughout the day. Even when I'm resting, not doing anything, I still have labored breathing. So, pretty concerning. It's kind of scary. I'm gonna sign off for now. Keep you updated. I'll see what happens.